I'm saying that people will watch your interview, everybody thinks, oh, I can do this interview. Right? But put them in the chair and they'll be so afraid to ask the right questions. It's a very simple thing.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yesterday there was somebody tweeted about Sindhu coming second.
Yeah.
Sindhu's world ranking is third and she's come second. It's still an achievement. I go outside this country, I go to US, I never have a problem finding a gym or a swimming pool or a training space.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Anurag Kashyap and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Now, coming back to the film once again, now, you know, you're having a very extremely, I think, interesting sort of climax as well for the film. I won't talk about the climax, but the fact is, you know, it is very uplifting. At the same time, it is something which is absolutely, in a way, contrasting as well. How important was it for you to just
for me it's very,
find victory in something?
No, for me it's very important to see how the audience reacts to it. Simply because
I think they'll react
it creates
it has that
every single screening people have erupted and they have had this fervor. Right? But also the power of that one phrase is what creates in them, and after that they question, what was it trying to say?
Correct.
For me that is what is very important, because people question it themselves more than what I am trying to say.
Correct.
People need to go in there and figure it out. What were they standing up for, and what were they cheering for, and what were they trying to communicate, which always happens 5 minutes after the screening is over.
Right.
And for me, that is more important, because people need to start to think.
Definitely. You know, and one more thing, as I mentioned you earlier as well, that films have been made on sports politics and sportsmen and all these things in the past. But it is extremely important that that people need to understand that whoever, as far as sports people are concerned in India, if they are shining at a certain level, they are doing it primarily because of their own effort.
Everyone is doing it for their own passion.
A country like China, the amount of efforts that the government puts in, and the amount of spanners that are thrown by government officials in India, any government whatsoever, is humongous. They don't take sports seriously at all, actually.
No, the two things not taken seriously in India: sports and movies.
Job hona chahiye aapke paas.
Sports and culture, art and culture are not taken seriously. They're used. The soft power that is used by the powers to be, whether it's promotion or advertising and everything else, and they're also the most judged people. And people who are the most judged people are often the people who are most envied people. You know, in the sense, everybody wants that life, and everybody doesn't want to give credit, because there's nobody in the country that thinks that they did not deserve it more than you did. I'm saying that people will watch your interview, everybody thinks, oh, I can do this interview. Right? But put them in the chair and they'll be so afraid to ask the right questions. It's a very simple thing.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm saying there's nobody who doesn't think they can't do what I do.
Yeah, that's true.
So everybody resents that. The thing is, they don't step out of their own zone and actually go out to do things. And a long time back, somebody says that never be bothered by the noise and what people comment, because when you're playing a game, it's the sportsman that plays, it's the audience that comments.
Absolutely.
And cheers.
Absolutely.
And if you look at it, like yesterday there was somebody tweeted about Sindhu coming second.
Yeah.
Sindhu's world ranking is third and she's come second. It's still an achievement. But the thing is, people who didn't care about badminton suddenly will go and attack somebody for coming second. See the game, no? See how much she gave of herself to the game.
Absolutely.
Can you last 5 minutes in that place where she was? Can you fight the onslaught? Can you survive all those things?
No, absolutely. Be it Abhinav Bindra, so many of them. The fact is that they have spent their own money. They've all
been home trained, self trained, or been trained by the passion of that one coach or that one individual in the family.
Correct.
Who has gone through the system and did not survive, and decided to not depend on the system and create their own atmosphere. Why do you think most medal winners in the country come back and give up on the sport and start an academy to create future sportsmen?
Absolutely. It's coming from their personal space as well.
It's coming from their personal space.
So many of them. Even then they don't get that much amount of support that they deserve.
Like we have Anju Bobby George has started a long jump training space. Long jump and triple jump training space.
Right.
I'm saying there should be a space which creates athletes of all kinds, and not just, it doesn't happen by making a stadium. Somebody said that, have you seen the kind of facilities provided? I said, facilities provided for what?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen the facility provided. I've gone and done so many talks at the facility provided for sports.
Absolutely.
That is no place for talks. But the stadium is always hired out for some convocation or the other, because that's how they survive, that's how they make money.
State or concerts or anything like that.
And most people who have access and membership have access and membership because they know someone. I mean, how will anything survive? How will anything function?
Absolutely.
I go outside this country, I go to US, I never have a problem finding a gym or a swimming pool or a training space.
Absolutely.
I have to just go and Google public pool near me and I find it.
Yeah.
And where I have to pay the minimal amount and go and attend it. I don't have to have a membership. I don't need to know anyone.
Right.
They don't ask you that questions. And anywhere across, whether I go to Europe or US, I have always come back more fitter and healthier. Because
absolutely.
I have a regular space to go to.
Absolutely. I was in Chicago. A friend of mine, he came from Ohio and we wanted to play tennis because I like to play tennis. And he was like that, कहीं पर भी कोई भी अगर कोर्ट होगा हम जाके वहाँ पर प्ले कर सकते हैं. मैंने कहा ऐसे कैसे होता है? And there was a court, it was open and we played for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And
there's an atmosphere like that, the rules like that, and you can do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Anurag Kashyap and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.